Before you, friend, is a bona fide, verified automotive celebrity. And I'm not kidding. It's true. And obviously you figured it out. This is not just a regular Toyota RAV4. It's in the caption, and you can see the little badge right there. This is in fact a 2023 RAV4 Prime XSE with all the bells and whistles and fancy trimmings. I'll tell you the pricing in just a few minutes from now, if you hang around. But I say that this is an automotive celebrity because, and this is despite the fact that this was introduced originally about 3 years ago. It's been 3 years already since Toyota talked about bringing a plug-in hybrid version of the RAV4, the Prime. I mean, so much hype was built around this vehicle that it just became instantly, overnight, like unobtainium. Let me put it this way. If you were today going to place an order for a brand new Ferrari and for a RAV4 Prime, I'm not so sure you'd take delivery of your RAV4 Prime before you take delivery of your Ferrari, your brand new Ferrari. And to further support this, I mean, I am blessed. I have the opportunity to take home on occasion, some fancy cars, as Porsches, Range Rovers, big ticket Mercedes-Benz vehicles. But I never get text messages from my neighbors saying, hey, nice car. And that's exactly what happened the day I bring this home and I park it in my driveway. 2 neighbors. Hey, is that a RAV4 Prime? It looks really good. Hey, is that a RAV4 Prime? Yeah, obviously it does look kind of good. I mean, in this supersonic red color, really fits the truck. But that's what I mean. Somehow, it's more than just a RAV4. It's built in Japan, but it's kind of strange. I get a kick out of driving plug-in hybrid vehicles because, in my opinion, they are absolutely compromised from A to Z. And all one of you that watch my videos, or maybe 2, like to comment that I have no idea what I'm talking about, and it fuels me because essentially a plug-in hybrid vehicle suffers all downsides from both types of powertrain. So you combine the 2, and it's twice as bad as just a petrol-powered, at least in my opinion. Let me rephrase that, than a hybrid or a full EV vehicle. Unfortunately, this is the second time I get to drive it, and I'm still very impressed by what Toyota has done with this plug-in hybrid vehicle. But unfortunately, for testing purposes, it's been very nice all week, or as all the last plug-in hybrids I drove, the Sportage and the Outlander, for example, it was a lot colder. It has been fairly cold in the morning, and during the day, the temperature goes up to 12, 14, 15 degrees Celsius, or about 58 degrees Fahrenheit for my friends south of the border. So I haven't been, or the vehicle hasn't been suffering from all the compromises because of the combination of these powertrains. But I'll touch on that a little bit more a little bit later. Look, suffice it to say is if you want one, you can't get one, so forget about it. And for the right price, I can sell you this one because it doesn't belong to anyone other than Toyota. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so in the following video, we'll do a tour of what is a fairly common RAV4 Prime, but just, poke out a few differences, talk about pricing, and then we're going to go for mostly, in fact, if not completely quiet or petrol-free quick drive. So hang in there, please. Now, the Toyota RAV4 has been one of the best, if not the best-selling small, not really small anymore, is it? Compact SUVs in Canada for a long, long time. And this current generation of the truck is, and I say truck, but I mean, small SUV, because whatever. And just visually speaking, I mean, it's still quite an attractive SUV. There's, I don't know, in the segment there are a lot of very good looking SUVs, but I think for consumers as a whole, just the fact that it's a Toyota, and I'm kind of really putting a lot of emphasis on that, maybe more than I should, just somehow makes it that much more appealing. I mean, Toyota does have, a great reputation for reliability, though there have been some issues with the hybrids, and especially the plug-in hybrids, which Toyota has eventually, or has reasonably recently, agreed to look into. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, just as far as, space, design, versatility, never mind, I know you can't buy one, but it's still absolute tops in this segment. If there's one thing that is certain, is that as far as hybrid performance is concerned, Toyota's system is far, far beats out what Honda offers. And though it must be said that it has been now matched by Hyundai and Kia, just to name the two. Pricing in the US for just the basic RAV4, the LE, all-wheel drive in Canada, is $32,590. The equivalent model, which is front-wheel drive in the US, $27,975. Now, the least expensive Prime, which is the SE, all-wheel drive, is $49,950 in Canada, $42,340 in the US. And this, the XSE, starts at $54,790 in Canada, $46,210 in the US. So what you get with the Prime SE, I mean, it's still well loaded, other than the plug-in hybrid technology, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 18-inch wheels, 8-inch display, heated front seats, heated steering wheel, and so on and so forth. Stepping up to the XSE, well, you get heated front and rear seats, 19-inch wheels, a 12.3-inch digital display, soft text interior. So it is very, very well loaded for, $55,000. But my tester also has the technology package, which throws in a heads-up display, a panoramic sunroof, cooled front seats, JBL audio, so on and so forth. That's an extra $5,390. So essentially, you're looking here at a $60,500, give or take, dollar before freight and prep and all that, compact SUV with 302 horsepower. I guess, other than the specific wheels and the trims and the badges, everything else about this RAV4 just works. Proof that this, yes, it's a green model, whatever, but, the dual exhaust out of a 4-cylinder is always kind of funny, especially when it's naturally aspirated. But look, details, I suppose, but definitely supersonic red works. And there's also a blue, which is quite nice, which I really do enjoy. And you also get, let's see if it's going to work. This never, ever works for me. Yes, I have the key fob on me. Am I doing it? I can't do it. It just doesn't work. It never agrees with me. Screw it. 949 liters of boot space. This is amongst the larger trunks for a compact SUV. In fact, some midsize don't even have this much trunk space. Not much going on under here. But look, the lift-over height is very low. It's actually, maybe 3 inches above my knee, so it works out beautifully. Very deep, easy width. It works, again, it's just fantastic and does exactly what it's supposed to do. And it's a very spacious SUV too. So, this is my driving position as always. And look at the amount of leg room. My kids just can't kick even, well, they're getting big, so maybe they can kick, although it doesn't look like they have. But yeah, there's plenty of room. You won't fit another human between the two baby seats in this case. And look, in typical Toyota fashion, it's not the most attractive stuff, but it is always functional, well put together, and it's tasteful. I guess that's the best way to put it. A red cross stitching. It's all in power seat, power lumbar adjustments. This is the soft text seats, which are actually really nice. Look at the size of the bolsters on this. 302 horsepower, that's what it's all about. Just so it's easier now, there's your heated seat button and your power hatch. Yes, I love that. Heated windshield, or heated lower portion of the windshield. Let's start it up. So immediately you get a good shot of the 12-inch digital IP. It's not exactly configurable, but you get a few menu changes depending on what you select. That was proof that you have a heads-up display. Can you see it against the sun? Maybe you can. I think you can. Anyhow, so that's that. This is an 8-inch display, which in 2023, something that sticks out this high above the dashboard is kind of starting to look silly. Though it is absolutely functional and fairly easy to navigate and work. You know, it's all there. So yeah, here's your trip information. Clear data. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there's that. That's not what. There you go. So the energy flow, that's always fun to see. So you got that pair of electric motors, the petrol engine, and the battery. It's always fun to watch. It's kind of becomes a challenge to keep this off. HVAC control is very straightforward. I love these giant knobs. I love, like, they're very grippy. Yeah, you can see that. Actual buttons. They're kind of old school buttons too, but I really do love them. Your multiple drive modes. So your normal, eco. I've been driving in eco almost exclusively. Sport, which is best used when the EV is kind of locked out and set into hybrid or its own auto mode. And trail, yeah, I don't know about that. I won't try it out, sadly. But a real shifter. And in true Toyota, look, it's still fairly deep. These pockets are great for phones, keys, Kleenexes, all kinds of other stuff. Door bins are very generous, and visibility is absolutely excellent. I mean, again, very thin A-pillars, this beautiful little window. And I mean, it's just a great place to be, to take a drive, and so let's do that right now. It's Prime after all. Gotta look the part, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, so like, if we just jump right into those compromises, you know, between the petrol and the EV powertrains. Well, the compromises are with an EV is that when it's cold outside, you lose a lot of range. And when it's cold outside with a petrol-powered engine, you also, well, you know, increase fuel consumption, aka losing range. So, and I'm just doing this on purpose. I mean, factor in, you know, 500-700 pounds of battery in your plug-in hybrid with a naturally aspirated, semi-sophisticated petrol engine that's dragging around, that's now less efficient, dragging around 500-700 pounds of batteries. What do you get? High fuel consumption. Also factor in the fact that, well, when it's cold outside, as I kind of mentioned, it was very nippy on a few of these mornings. So the moment, even in this RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid, you know, you turn defrost on or the heat on or whatnot, and well, the petrol engine turns on. And as I tried to explain in previous video reviews with these PHEVs, is that in the morning I have a very short commute, which are PHEVs, bread and butter, calling card, the reason why they exist. But because it's minus 5 degrees Celsius outside, or in about 2 months from now, actually, the climate crisis going on, you know, maybe in 3 weeks from now, when it's at 31 degrees Celsius, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, 85 or something, you want the AC on. So as soon as you turn that on, well, the petrol engine is going to kick on too. So I'm going to try a different route. Here we go. So that the good thing right now is in the weather we've been having for the last few days. Well, it's been mildish during the day and mildish in the morning. So I've been able to maximize my electric batteries, or my batteries electricity charge, and maximize my range. And it's been absolutely exceptional. I mean, in these driving conditions. On a full charge, I mean, this thing is supposed to be able to handle about, or to deliver up to 68 kilometers on a full charge. I've had indicated, just off the top of my mind, 2 mornings after charging it overnight, 65 and 67 kilometers. In fact, this morning was 67, and you probably noticed it was indicated, I think, 37 or 38. And I swear to you, and I'm not exaggerating, I've done a lot more than 30 kilometers since I left home with this vehicle. So the range promise, the efficiency promised, is absolutely going to be met in these ideal, fantastic driving conditions. But that's the only time that'll ever happen. In the dead of summer, in the dead of winter, which probably takes up, depending on where you live, you know, 6 months out of the year, probably closer to 8, climate crisis, thank you. You're gonna never get what the manufacturer promises as far as range or even fuel efficiency. On that subject, despite the 68 estimated kilometers of full EV range, Toyota announces that this thing will consume on average 6 liters per 100 kilometers. And that's not bad. But if you take into consideration what the RAV4 hybrid can average, you'll have to read the review on MI, Motor Illustrated, for that. But 302 horsepower. All right, fine. Speaking of 6, this will do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in auto EV or hybrid mode, not in locked-in EV mode, which is what I've been doing almost exclusively all week. You'll hit 100 kilometers an hour from a standstill in about 6 seconds. So 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds. That's insanely fast for a RAV4. But is that why you're buying a RAV4 Prime? No, you're buying it for the 68 kilometers. So you have to have these conditions in order to do that. I think I almost touched on it now. I'm not sure. But this is still a heavy SUV. I mean, without me in it, it weighs about 4,300 pounds. So you add me and the wife and the kids, and you're adding, trying to be nice here, about 400 pounds, where I'm responsible for half, of humans in it. And, 6 liters per 100 kilometers is definitely real. But is it worth waiting, longer than you would wait for a brand new Ferrari? I don't know. And paying $60,000? Okay, maybe in this case, $50K if you want the SE. Steering is fine, brakes are fine. I mean, it does have a tendency to slightly understeer because of the considerable weight of this vehicle. I mean, the Outback I had very, very recently was a lot more nimble and agile, and it weighed, I don't know, about 200 pounds less, if memory serves. One fewer of me. But it was much more enjoyable to drive, to push, if you will. This you don't want to push. Look, what am I trying to say? I really like this plug-in hybrid in these conditions. I wish I had had the opportunity to drive it not 2 months ago. But here I am, and I think it's brilliant. And among available plug-in hybrids, I still think it's one of the better ones, despite the issues it may have had, early on after being introduced for the 2021 model year. But really, realistically, honestly, just get a full EV, if you can buy one. I mean, if you're willing to wait for this, you can wait for a full EV, right? Or just get a hybrid, which I still think is the best current, present, affordable alternative. Time will tell. Huh? If plug-in hybrids were a scam, or what is it, smoke in your eyes, or whatever it is, sleight of hand. I can't wait to find out. Thank you.